How could this happen to me? I've made my mistakes. I've got nowhere to run. The night goes on as I'm fading away. I'm sick of this life. I just wanna die. Whose bright idea was it to make this challenge 3 volumes a day? I say we do 3 volumes a day.
What are you doing?
I could not read 3 volumes a day. Things were going well, things were going great. But then in the second half of this month, things started to slowly fall apart. Because there were some days where I was just so busy that I really couldn't find much time to read manga. I mean, I tried. Pretty much every moment of free time I had, I spent reading manga. But nevertheless, I did end up reading at least a volume a day. So I guess I did at least complete the boring version of this challenge that most people have been doing. And despite not reaching my goal of 84 volumes, I did manage to end up reading 77, which is a lot of manga. So I'm going to go over what I've read in the second half of this month. If you haven't seen my first video, which covers the first half of February, then you can go check that out. On February 15th, I read volumes 7, 8, 9 of Manga. I'll be giving my brief thoughts on this series, but I'll save Manga for the end. Now on February 16th, I read all the chapters that are out for The Promised Neverland, which is roughly the length of 3 volumes. Now I briefly heard about The Promised Neverland before, and I was like, you know, there's about 3 volumes out, I can do this for the manga challenge, check it out. And it really surprised me with just how good it is. It's a series in Shonen Jump, but it really doesn't feel like it belongs in Shonen Jump. It's a lot darker than most of the series there, and it isn't even a battle manga, so that's always refreshing to see. But the writing and story has been fantastic so far. It's super suspenseful. I can't wait to see where it's gonna go. I don't want to tell you what it's about though, because I think it's best experience if you just go in without knowing anything about it. So if you're looking for something new to read, check out chapter 1 of The Promised Neverland. It'll also probably get an English release sometime in the near future. On the 17th, I read volumes 10, 11, and 12 of Manga, and on the 18th, I read volumes 13, 14, and 15. And this is when things completely went to shit. The 19th was a crazy day. I was running all over the place. I had so many things to do. I was driving across town pretty much all day. And then when I came home, I had to do a friggin' project. And unfortunately, by the time all of that was over, I could only read volume 16 of Manga. The next day was also pretty busy, but I managed to read volumes 17 and 18. The 21st was a dark day. That was the day I read all of Platinum End. I would usually just reshoot that take showing the cover, but honestly, it doesn't even deserve it. I made a whole video on Platinum End, so I'm not going to bother talking about it here, Jesus Christ. The next day, I read the first 5 volumes in another series, Happiness. This is a series that I've been getting a lot of recommendations for, and I decided, you know what, manga challenge, let's do it. It's really good. I know it's getting released in English, and honestly I'm probably going to pick up those volumes at some point, because so far it has been really good. It's a vampire manga, but it's none of this cliche Twilight, Seraph of the End bullshit. It's just super interesting. It's really dark. My only real complaint is that the chapters aren't very long, it's super fast paced, and it's a monthly series. It really didn't take me very long to read it, so it's going to be really annoying to wait for more chapters of this series to come out. The 23rd was an interesting day. I read volumes 19 and 20 of Manga. I'm still saving my opinions for Manga on the end, but these 2 volumes right here, holy mother of shit. But I didn't end there. You see, that was the end of an arc in Manga. I wanted to take a quick little break, you know, check out something else. And I don't know why I did this, because I figured I would hate it. But I read the first volume of Black Clover. And yeah, it was pretty ass. And don't bother commenting that Black Clover gets better, because honestly, I just don't care enough. Gonna be king of the wizards. Oh, the next 4 days were a complete mess. They were a complete mess. They were terrible. They were just inexcusable garbage. In the next 4 days, up until the 27th, I was only able to read 5 volumes of Manga. So yeah, that's pretty shameful, and I'm not very proud of it. But it is what it is. Those were the volumes I read. So what's the deal with Manga? So in my recent top 20 video, I had Manga placed at number 10, and this was after reading about like 12 or 15 volumes. But if I were to remake that video, Manga would be in the top 5 easily. Better than friggin' One Piece. Manga is incredible. It is so good. This is without a doubt the best weekly shonen series I have ever read, and it keeps getting better. The story and the world and the characters are all just unreal. If you're a fan of battle manga and you haven't read Manga yet, you seriously need to drop everything you're doing and go read it. And finally, on the 28th of February, the final day of the challenge, I read Ocarina of Time. Won't be talking about it though, because I will have a full review up for it on Friday, which may or may not be the last day you'll see me for like an entire month. So that was the manga challenge, and even though I failed to reach my personal goal, I still found it very enjoyable, and it was a great way for me to take out a huge chunk of my backlog. If I didn't participate in this challenge, there's just no way I would have read this much manga. So a huge shout out to the channel Yuri in Real Life for starting this challenge. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how some of you did on the challenge. And I will see you on Friday for the Lit Zelda review.